Hey, I'm Logan.
And I'm Alyssa.
And welcome to Marketer's Cut, a podcast about bad movie marketing.
So we talk about two movies, and we talk about marketing for them, and sometimes it's bad and sometimes it's good, and hopefully it's funny.
Hopefully, yeah. No promises there. No, on my end, no promises there.
I'm always hilarious.
So you're making a promise now that you're going to be funny this episode?
I'm just saying I'm always hilarious.
Okay, so she's making a promise that she's going to be funny every episode.
No.
Past and present and future. You heard it here. So this week we're talking about some, I would say, for the most part, fun. Some people would not. Courtroom dramas, I guess. And I refer to one of these as a back room of the court drama. Get it? Because it's not like in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about the trial of the Chicago 7, which is the courtroom one, and
The eight angry men.
how many angry men?
8, 11, 12 angry men.
12 angry men. That's my little back room at the court joke for you there. I didn't promise to be funny, but I'm already exceeding expectations, I think. So yeah, I'm really excited to talk about both of these. 12 Angry Men is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my Letterboxd top 4, and Letterboxd is my personal gospel, I guess. So it means a lot to me. I pay for it, so it has to mean a lot to me.
My favorite movie is Paddington.
Yes, is that week 2 in a row?
1 and 2, those are on my list, and I think Big Hero 6. I don't know the rest, but it's always Paddington 1 and 2.
I didn't know we were listing all of our favorite movies. I'm going to spare you the hour that I could talk about Cloud Atlas right now. But
thank God. Thank God.
It's a good movie. All right, so let's just go ahead and start talking about the first movie this week, The Trial of the Chicago 7. It's the newest movie from writer and now director Aaron Sorkin. It's actually the second movie he's directed. The first was Molly's Game a couple of years ago, which is, pretty good. It's starring Eddie Redmayne, Sacha Baron Cohen, Alex Sharp, among others. Let's see. It is distributed by Paramount Pictures, sort of, except they sold it to Netflix because of the pandemic. You want to guess how much they sold it for?
12 Angry Men.
Okay, Netflix paid 12 Angry Men. They shipped them off to Paramount, and Paramount now has to figure out what to do with them.
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to guess a monetary value?
Was 12 Angry Men wrong?
It was wrong, yes. So Netflix bought this movie for $56 million.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is weird. Maybe in a theatrical run, this movie wouldn't have made that much. So it's ultimately a win for Paramount. But I guess you don't know. And with COVID, how it is right now, everything is so uncertain. So if you can get a solid $56 million, maybe it's a great deal.
Yeah.
I think it's a better deal than 12 Angry Men.
You don't know how valuable those men are unless you interview them and find out.
On the average, probably not very valuable, I would guess. It was sold to Netflix. It came out on Netflix on October 16th, 2020. And it also had a pretty small international theatrical release.
In September.
Yes, I think it started in September, yeah. You want to guess how much it made?
$2 million.
Cold. You're cold.
Okay, well, just tell me. I'm not guessing anymore.
Okay, I thought we were going to do a little trivia game show, but I guess that's not what we promised for this podcast.
Unless I can guess in men, I'm not guessing.
Okay, well, the answer's not men, for sure. It made $107,423. It's not a lot at all.
I would pay more than that just to see the movie one time.
You would pay more than... then you would never watch this movie. So, okay. But if we look at how it came out on Netflix, it was the number 2 streamed movie the weekend it came out.
Tell us what number 1 was.
I was just about to ask you. We talked about it earlier today,
I'm not guessing again unless it's about men.
Okay, well, here's another clue. This is not a clue for the audience. It's for you, Alyssa. It's the first movie we watched after we got engaged.
Hubie Halloween?
Hubie Halloween. Adam Sandler's making appearance number 2 on Marketer's Cut.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Hubie Halloween actually held that number 1 spot on Netflix for 10 days straight, which, I mean, sure.
Sure. Yeah.
But then the trial of Chicago 7 came in and said, move over, Hubie. Well, don't move over too much. I'm actually still behind you, but like make a little bit of room for me, please. Yeah. But Hubie Halloween is overall, like, I think, a more friendly movie for families and stuff, especially on Halloween. It makes sense that it did better than Trial of Chicago 7.
Yeah, and any what's that generation that's not after the boomers, Gen X? Any Gen X who sees that movie and sees Adam Sandler is going to be like, Adam Sandler? Sure. And they're going to watch it.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And, I mean, and to be fair, we did watch it, so...
We did watch it.
Yeah.
And did we regret it? Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Did you... No, stop. Did you enjoy that movie?
I enjoyed the...
Did you love that Adam Sandler Halloween movie we watched?
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. And this episode's not about that movie, so I don't want to talk about it much longer.
I just wanted to hear your opinion because it seems like you loved it.
Well, if that's what you want to be true, I'll tell you I loved it.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Before we move on to like the marketing stuff for this movie, there's a cool thing that I discovered about it. So the movie was originally set to shoot in 2007, written by Aaron Sorkin, but not directed by him. Because back then he wasn't directing movies, he was a writer. What's crazy to me is Sacha Baron Cohen, who played Abby Hoffman in this movie, was cast as Hoffman back then, in 2007.
You're joshing me right now.
I'm not joshing you right now. They knew they wanted him for this role. That also explains why he's way too old for the role now.
Yeah, I did feel that a little bit, yes.
Yeah, that's like pretty much every character in this movie, they feel older than they should.
But I did like his character in the movie. I'm glad that they did have him.
He it was a good performance, just weird casting.
Yeah. I mean, not weird in 2007.
Well, it was, because like, what was he known for then? Borat? And just Borat? And The Dictator or something?
I don't know. Not Dictator. I think Dictator was later than that. I don't know.
I don't know. Will Smith was in talks to play Bobby Seale. And Heath Ledger was in talks to play Tom Hayden, who was played by Eddie Redmayne in this movie. So it could have been a very different movie back then, but the Writers Guild of America strike happened around that time, and production was suspended. And it almost came back like multiple times over the years until it was finally made and directed by Sorkin recently. So, kind of a cool little journey it's been on.
That is a cool little journey. I wish Heath Ledger would have done it.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Let's see. The movie had is sitting at around 91% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Pretty good. Not surprising.
Not as good as Paddington 1 or 2.
I mean, not many movies can be better than that. One of them is at 100, so...
That's true, everybody. Did you hear that? Paddington 2 is at 100%. It's impressive.
Okay.
Paddington also goes to jail. Should we have done...
Well, so Paddington 2 is more a jail drama, not a courtroom drama, so...
I guess that's true, but I feel like we still could have fit them together. Now I'm regretting this whole entire purchase.
I promise you and everyone listening and myself that we'll do Paddington 1 and 2 at some point in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe if Paddington 3 comes out, we'll do like a triple movie extravaganza.
No, can't wait that long.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the marketing for this movie. We just watched the teaser trailer and the official trailer. What are your thoughts on them, Alyssa?
They were fine.
I found they were cheesy. I'm going to go out and say that when I first saw the trailer for this movie, it was during some TV event, like a football game or the NBA Finals or NBA playoffs or something like that is when I first saw the trailer for this movie. And I was like, oh, Aaron Sorkin, that's cool, but also this looks really cheesy. Like the last line in the trailer is Abby Hoffman saying, "I've never been on trial for my thoughts before," and then it cuts to the title screen.
I can agree with that. I think it definitely didn't completely portray the movie because the movie, it's hard to say it's a good time, but it is kind of a good time. The editing's really great, and I didn't get the good time from it from the trailers. You don't get like the fun of the editing. You don't get the whole feel of the movie.
Yeah, it's a very serious movie that's told in a very energetic, frenetic sort of way.
Yes.
And you don't really get that from the trailer, I don't think. One thing I want to point out that the trailer really focuses on was the chant, "The whole world is watching." And the second one did something I thought that was kind of funny with it, but, you know, it kind of has it slowly in the background, like, "The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching." But then they speed it up, so there's less of a gap between it to kind of, like, increase the tension, and then the title screen hits. And I was like, I don't think that's how the chant went in real life.
I didn't notice that, so.
Oh. It was just kind of weird to me. But overall, I thought the trailers were pretty effective. I mean, clearly, a lot of people watched this movie.
How many?
I mean, it was the second, however many people watch Hubie Halloween, less than that. But more than some other movies, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, there's an original song for this movie that was submitted, or, you know, they're campaigning for it to compete at the Academy Awards this year. It's called "Hear My Voice" by Celeste. It's a good song. There's a music video for it, which maybe we could have watched before this, but we didn't.
Probably.
But there was a music video for a song that's, like, comprised of clips from the movie and everything, which is kind of cool, I think. Kind of a cool marketing thing. You know, you're expanding your reach a little bit by entering into, like, the music world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of a cool thing. There was a premiere for this movie. It was a socially distanced premiere. It was a drive-in screening in Pasadena. And Aaron Sorkin was in attendance. It was hosted by Netflix. Also kind of a cool thing. I saw some pictures of it, and it had some really cool, like, marketing material set up, like, where they were screening it. They screened it at the Rose Bowl, like, stadium. There, but they had some really cool stuff set up. And, I mean, it looked like what you see at a actual, like, Hollywood movie premiere. It was just a drive-in, which is kind of unique.
Yeah.
But still a cool thing. Let's see. Posters. Talk about the posters. What do you think, or the poster? What do you think of the poster?
It was fine. There were so many main characters, I don't know how you would have fit them all on there.
Yeah, all the names are there, but you don't see, like, heads, which I think the heads is maybe kind of important.
I think so too, especially since there's like 7 of them. I think you should have focused, 8. I think you should have focused on that. It should have been focused on these people instead of, like, just the building and people outside chanting and then Abby kind of walking in. I think it should have been more than that.
Yeah, no, I agree. One thing that I think is just a little odd is, you know, we talked about how the trailers are really built around that whole world's watching chant.
Yes.
And I thought that would be the tagline on the poster. Somewhere you'd see, like, in pretty prominent lettering, like, "The whole world is watching," because it fits the rest of the marketing material.
Yeah.
It's not on the poster at all, which is kind of weird.
That was weird. I agree with that.
Yeah. There was a tagline, and it says, "In 1958, democracy refused to back down." But they don't say that in the trailer at all, so it's like, and it's really tiny on the poster. I can barely read it. To be fair, it's really tiny in the doc I put it in, but that's a me problem. I'm sorry. Yeah. Any other stuff about the poster you want to say?
No.
Okay. Now I have a question for you regarding the poster because, you know, this is a new podcast. I'm trying to figure out still how we want to structure everything.
Yes.
It's like, well, we want to talk about trailers and we want to talk about posters. Trailers aren't really going anywhere, but theaters are in a bit of trouble. And movie posters are really, like, for theaters. You know, like, the way they're designed, like, they are for theaters.
Yeah.
A lot of streamings, like Netflix, it doesn't even use posters in, like, when you're scrolling through Netflix and stuff. Some do, like HBO Max, I think, has, like, a poster-sized box, you know, for when you're streaming through movies and everything. But not always. Do you think posters are going to start to feel irrelevant if theaters don't come back soon? Like, She's really pondering this answer right here.
I don't know.
That's fair. Fair enough.
I mean, if they were to shut down all the theaters, then I guess, yeah, what would be the point? I don't know, but it still kind of
It's a sad thing to think about.
It is a sad thing to think about, but it's still, like, could be a cover for something.
It could be, but at the same time, like, physical media is, like, also dying out a bit.
Well, if you also think about it, a lot of the times the posters are the movie covers on, like, discs and DVDs and stuff.
Yeah, but if theaters were to lessen in popularity and physical media also was to dwindle away a little bit, and you were kind of stuck with, like, digital streaming and purchases and everything, I think the poster would be a lot less, like, it wouldn't be something we would talk about on a movie marketing podcast as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So I just thought that was kind of interesting. I realized when I was looking through, I was like, I've never actually seen the poster for this movie. And the reason is because I learned about it while watching, like, basketball on TV or something, and then watched it on Netflix. So, weird experience for me. Anything else you want to talk about in the real marketing for this? Or do you want to jump into how you would have marketed it better?
Okay, I had an idea while watching the trailers.
All right.
You know I have a great idea. So the whole thing is like, we shouldn't be going to war with Vietnam. That's kind of bad. Let's not do that. We're killing people. Really good message. So, all those people had to go to the war because their birthdays were picked out. So what I would do is, do not do that big inhale. So what I would do is, I am the head of marketing for the trial of the Chicago 7. I am live streaming me picking out birthdays for people. And if you're watching and it is your birthday and you can prove to me that it is your birthday, then those people will get exclusive passes to see the movie early.
Wait, sorry. Sorry, what's that? Oh, breaking news. Okay, so the head of marketing for the trial of the Chicago 7 just got fired. Because they used a military draft style to give people passes to a movie.
The fun thing is that you're not going to war to die. It's this is a fun draft you're waiting for, unlike what the other people felt during the Vietnam War.
Personally, on my end, I think using the draft in any way is maybe a bad idea.
I disagree.
I don't want to I don't want to shut down your idea. I want to build off of it, but I don't know where I could go from here.
Well, you got to figure it out because you can't because it's too good of an idea.
The only way I could go is I'm working under you. You know, you're the head of marketing. I'm working under you, and then I jump up to your supervisor or something, and I'm like, hey, you gotta go. That's my idea.
Well, I think it's a great idea.
Okay. You always put me on the spot because you say some wild ass shit, and I got to come back and say something acceptable or wild. I don't know.
Just apparently my idea is so bad, so I'd love to hear anything that's apparently better.
Okay, well now that's a lot of pressure on me.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So one thing I talked about is that the trailer is so focused on the whole world is watching chant. But the poster is not at all. So I think you need a more cohesive message. Now, what is that message? I'm not sure. But I'm going to brainstorm. What's our tagline for this movie? Let's think of a tagline that we would feel confident in putting on both the trailers and the poster. Because clearly someone didn't feel confident in their tagline.
Listen, I have now come up with, I can figure out the whole world is watching. I am the marketing head for this film, and I know. The poster is, now I've also drawn this myself. Imagine this doodled. I have doodled this for the poster. It is an earth, and it has glasses on it, and it can now see and it is watching. And that, I don't know about your other idea, my guy, but that is how you, again, the earth is completely doodled. I've used markers to color it. The background is black like space, maybe a little bit of stars here and there. He's wearing glasses. And the whole world is now watching.
I want to hate it so much, but I love it. I love everything about it. The whole world is watching. Man.
And it's like this, but the thing is like, the glasses, are they on the Earth and he's looking out into space? Because he's not really, he's watching other things. So should the glasses be inverted?
So like it's watching itself?
Yes.
The whole world is, so it's like if a human had a camera shoved up their body.
Yeah,
and is watching just everything going on inside there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just another idea. I'm throwing it out there.
It is, in fact, just another idea. That's I can't argue with that. Okay. Well, now I feel like I'm even further away from coming up with that unified tagline. Man, I don't know. Okay, so I am looking at the wall behind Alyssa right now, and we do have a Paddington 2 poster. And the tagline there is Magic Mystery Marmalade. Mm-hmm. And I think the tagline for this one could be something like Shitty Judge.
Nope.
Chanting crowds. Mm-mm. Marmalade.
Nope. I think that's bad.
I kind of like it because it's like, I mean, look, I wanted to see this movie, but we didn't watch it right when it came out. But I think really if the movie was just like, hey, the judge in this movie, just so shitty. Just so bad. Watch it. And I'm like, yeah, like if this movie's talking about how bad the judge is, if they're like, he's the worst that's ever done the job. He can't even say someone's name right. It's like us in episode 1 of the show. I think it'd be a captivating message. Mm. So yeah, that's my tagline. I mean, I like the marmalade thing at the end, or you just say, "Hey, the judge is really fucking bad. Watch this movie."
Ooh. That's
what the trailer says. That's what the poster says. That's what the promotional cups at Dairy Queen say. This movie didn't have Dairy Queen promotional cups, but that's always an idea I'm ready to throw out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we done here?
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. I really want you to doodle the Earth thing, and I'll post it on our Twitter this week if you can give me a doodle of it.
Okay.
No, we have 12 followers, and no one's going to see it. But I want you to do it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So let's jump into our next movie, 12 Angry Men. It's directed by Sidney Lumet. It's written by Reginald Rose, which I just want to stop and say, some of the coolest names are involved in this movie. Like Sidney Lumet. Is that not a cool name?
I mean, I guess it's fine.
Reginald Rose?
That one is kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know what it is, but it's just like there's some sort of level of status, I guess. I don't know that you feel like is associated with this movie. It's impressive. The movie stars Henry Fonda, Lee J. Cobb, Ed Begley, among others. Approximately 9 others, to be exact.
Wow.
Or approximate, because there's like a couple other side characters.
That's true.
The distributor was United Artists. It opened on April 13th, 1957. You want to guess how much it made on its opening weekend?
I don't know old movie numbers, so
yeah,
no.
I actually couldn't find out what it made on its opening weekend.
Okay, great.
Or what it made in its total gross, or how long it ran in theaters.
No numbers.
What I could find out is that it was a disappointment at the box office. It did not do well.
Wow.
It didn't find its audience until it aired on television. If it makes sense. But it's kind of funny, because, listen, this movie was made as an adaptation of a made-for-TV movie.
Wow.
So there's this movie, it's made for TV. It was written by the guy who wrote this movie, Reginald Rose. It came out in 1954. Someone's like, hey, we need to make that movie. We need to get it in theaters. They make it. They get Sidney Lumet to direct it. It's made on a budget of, I don't remember the actual number, but adjusted to inflation, about $3 million. So fairly low budget. They get it in theaters. It's a failure. They're like, God damn it. What are we going to do now? I guess we'll put it on TV where it's successful again. And I thought it's very funny. It's really kind of like, so what I think happened with the Ratchet and Clank game series is like, it's a really popular game series. Okay? Then they make a movie. You remember when the movie came out? I think we worked at theaters when it was out.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad movie. And then they made a game that came out. And the game is like based on the movie. The game is like the story of the movie or something.
Okay.
And the game is great. And I'm like playing this game and I love it. I'm never going to watch the movie. I skipped through all the cutscenes in the game. And it's almost like what happened with 12 Angry Men. It was great on TV. Tried to make it in theaters. It didn't work. Came back to what it started on and was like, oh, hell yeah. But obviously over time, it found a much bigger audience. It's now on like tons of top 10 of all time lists. And it's a classic. People love it. I love it. Back then, it was nominated for Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Director, and it lost all of those to The Bridge on the River Kwai, which I have not seen, but I've heard is very good. And it did beat out 12 Angry Men in those three categories, so I would assume it is pretty good. So, yeah, let's talk about some of the marketing for this. There's not a ton that we're going to talk about here. We have one trailer, which actually I think is the best trailer of all time. And then we'll talk about some other things.
Very dramatic, and also it felt like you were watching a horror movie.
Oh my god, yeah. It one point text that comes across the screen says "Savage!" exclamation point. And I was like, this movie was ahead of its time because I would say it's pretty savage.
Oh wow.
You can call it 12 Savage.
No.
Like the rapper 21 Savage, but you flip the numbers.
Nope.
It's 12 Savage. We're getting into the marketing ideas here, but that's
Nope.
a home run right there.
Not really.
Slam dunk.
Like a foul.
Rude. So yeah, but the trailer, I mean, I will try to like post it on our Twitter or in the episode description or something because like most other trailers, like yeah, their trailers are cool. We talk about them because we're a marketing podcast, but this one is something else.
Definitely weren't watching a whole like 2.5 minutes. Like they really said, "What can we fit in here?" And they did it.
Yeah, the trailer felt like it was 20 minutes long. It was not. There's just so much. I think Henry Fonda's name shows up like multiple times.
Yes.
It's really really cool. But like we said, this movie was a box office failure, and one of the things that seems to maybe explain that is that this movie came out in black and white. Films in color were not new in the 50s, but they started getting really popular in like the early 50s. So it wasn't new technology, but it was really starting to pick up. And this movie came out in 57, so closer to the late 50s, and was in black and white. And I think with something like that, it's like everyone wants to go see the new exciting thing, you know?
Yeah.
If films are in color now, let's go see the color film. That's what I care about. And you see this black and white film, and you're like, that's boring and old, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
I can see the audiences in 1957 being like 12-year-olds today. And they're like, the movie's in black and white. Pass.
Yeah, they're in the fats.
Yeah.
They're in the fats.
Like, the fads now are like 3D. Every movie's in 3D now. Right?
No, we're over 3D, my guy.
I just want 3D to come back.
We're not
I have
into
Gravity
that.
on 3D Blu-ray and can only watch it on my PSVR, and that's not a great viewing experience. But yeah, I mean, I think it can be kind of similar to something like 3D. Like, you know, Avatar was so huge partially because it used like that 3D technology like so well and everything that people wanted to go see like this new tech, and this movie did not utilize that then, and may have suffered for it. But yeah, that's actually pretty much everything about the real marketing for that we're going to talk about.
Well, I'm excited because you told me you already have an idea for this one.
Oh yeah, I do.
And you know, the last one I came up with the idea 20 minutes ago, so I don't have an idea for this one, and I'd love to hear what your idea is.
Okay. So, let's get it straight. Men aren't fun.
True.
Men fucking suck.
Yes.
All right, cool. We agree on that. So if I see a movie called 12 Angry Men, I'm going to think, that's a lot of angry men, and I just don't have time for that today.
Maybe not in 1957, though.
Well,
1957, you're going to say, a white man? I love that. I wouldn't see anything with if there's not a white man in it.
Okay, yes. Yes. But at the same time, maybe this movie needed a little bit of a little bit of a spark to push it forward, you know?
Okay.
So I think you call it, and it depends on how much you're willing to lie to your audience, but I think you call it 7 Angry Men.
Okay.
Okay, seven's a nice number. It's a nice even, not an even number. It's a nice. I mean, like it's a nice like lucky number. Everyone's lucky number is like 7 or something.
Well, that's not true, but go on.
I mean, it's got to be like close to true.
No, mine's 5.
Okay. I don't know what mine is, but I'm going to say 7 to help back up my point. So, like, you said, like, 7 Angry Men, and maybe I'm still like, that's a lot of Angry Men, but the odds of me being like, maybe I got time for it, go up a ton. All right? And I get in there, and I see that it's actually 12 Angry Men, but I'm already sitting in my seat. I already have my popcorn. I already have my Bunch of Crunch.
I would actually like you to fact check when Bunch of Crunch was made.
I'm not going to do that. Don't type. It's going to sound terrible on the mic. Stop.
I'm not gonna do it.
Okay. Well, I got my popcorn. I got my Coca-Cola Icy.
I don't know if ices were also invented then.
I'm not going to leave this movie. I'm just going to say, all right, I guess I'll deal with the Angry Man. I have to deal with that every day anyway. So, yeah, that's how you kind of get people in seats. You lie about it. Now, maybe 7 you feel like is too much. I think just going down to 11 Angry Men works out. And really, 11 Angry Men might be true because... Okay, I'm talking a lot now because you're searching when Bunch of Crunch were invented.
Nestle Crunch was first sold in 1938. And Bunch of Crunch was not released until 1994. So what do I hear, my guy? You're about 40 years too early.
Look, time is a construct.
Okay, so I'm listening again.
Okay. I was gonna say like maybe you can call it 11 Angry Men. It's less than 12, but maybe not wrong because I don't remember the guy's name, but Henry Fonda's character, I would say he's not that angry. He's pretty level-headed the whole time.
Or I mean, it's fair to say 2 Angry Men because there are 2 Angry Men. There's just also 10 other Angry Men. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're right. I could say 5 Angry Men. There are actually 5 Angry Men. It's not just 5.
Additionally, 7 other also Angry Men that we didn't mention in the title.
Okay, here we go. 5 plus 7 Angry Men. A lot of people have trouble with math. So they're just going to ignore the number part altogether and not know how many Angry Men are going in.
Not a bad idea.
There we go. Perfect. This movie's a success now. Also, I just throw I take the film reel and just throw some paint on a couple of frames so it's got a little bit of color to it because I think that'll help a lot. You know? You don't think throwing paint?
No.
Do you have any ideas for this movie? Can you top That Genius Boy?
Well, I mean, you just rename the title. I don't know how much marketing it is.
That's marketing.
I mean, it is marketing, but like...
I have a degree, I know.
Where's your golden ticket?
Okay, stop with the golden tickets.
Let me see. Well...
Look, you love knives, right?
I was going to try to bring knives into this, yes.
Okay, I'm just saying there's arguably 2 knives in this movie, so bring knives into it.
Well, I mean, you just, I guess... start stabbing people, maybe.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what?
I mean, you have a knife. What else do you do with it? Tell me when I say knife, what do you think? You think stab. That's your first word you think of. Stab, pointy, sharp.
Yeah, but you can say a lot of things. You don't have to go with the first thing that comes to your mind.
Well, in this situation, I have. You can easily stab someone. I think that's good. Now, listen, these are cool knives. Now, it'd be kind of cool to, maybe put them in stores and be like, this is a knife from 12 Angry Men. Like how when you go into a store and there's a Star Wars and you see a robot BB-8 and you say, I love BB-8 and I love robots.
Are you saying that there should be 12 Angry Men merchandise?
Maybe, yes.
Huh. Okay, so what other merch items can we add to our 12 Angry Men merchandise line?
It's just the knife.
No, we gotta add more. Come on, we gotta push ourselves to do more than just a knife.
Okay, well, I'm thinking maybe action figures for the 12 Angry Men, and you buy your favorite Angry Man, or it's like one of those mystery boxes, and you get one of the 12 men, and you have to collect them all in the box.
Okay, I got it.
What do you have? I just gave you all the correct answers.
Wait, what do you say about a box?
So, you go to the store, you go to Hot Topic, you go to Box Lunch. They got the box. It's a mystery box. You're going to get one out of the 12 Angry Men.
Okay, cool. I think that if we had a tiny little replica of the courtroom and like the bathroom attached to it, or sorry, the back room that they're in and like the bathroom attached to it and everything. It's almost like a little dollhouse, you know, and you can arrange your angry men inside the dollhouse, and you can reenact 12 Angry Men yourself.
I think that's a bad idea.
Why?
It's not good.
Honestly, if I saw that online right now,
No, you would not.
I would heavily consider buying it.
You would not buy it.
I would, if I could buy like a 12 Angry Men dollhouse like thing where it's the courthouse and then have action figures for my 12 Angry Boys, it'd be perfect. I'm not joking when I say I would consider buying it. The price point is really important for me. But it feels like $40. I think I'd buy it.
You shouldn't.
I'm bad with money.
Okay. I think that's a terrible idea. I'm rejecting your idea.
Well, that's episode 3 out of 3 where my idea is both terrible and rejected. But if someone out there wants to make a 12 Angry Men dollhouse, I will probably buy it.
Unless it's $40.01. $40.01.
So you're saying I can't buy it if it's just 1 cent over $40?
Well, I figured you said if it was $40, then I would buy it. So I mean,
it's a hypothetical. I mean, if it was $100, I might buy it. It depends on how much money I have at the moment. There's a lot of things I could buy. I could buy food. I could help pay for rent. I could buy more Funko Pops. I could buy shampoo and toothpaste. Or I could buy the 12 Angry Men dollhouse with your 12 Angry Boys included. And little tiny props like the knife. And like some have paper and everything. There's that weird thing in the bathroom where it's like the paper towel, but it's like a continuous towel that it like goes in a circle kind of, and you just wipe your face with it, and then I guess like other people wipe their face with the same towel later. Like, I just want to wipe my 12 Angry Boys faces on the same towel. That's all. I think, yeah, that's everything. I think we're done with this episode.
Okay. All right.
I mean, look, I would say we did our jobs here, which is provide value for these 2 films.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
Maybe.
Okay, well, that's our episode for this week. Thank you so much for listening. It means a lot to us because we have, I think at this point, like 15 weekly downloads, and I think 3 to 4 of them are on my phone alone. So thank you for being one of few. You're very important to us. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Marketers Cut. Find the podcast anywhere you can find podcasts, or on YouTube. You go to marketerscut.com and we have links for multiple places you can find it and everything. I want to thank Jacob Wall for doing the podcast art for us. Find more of his work at Jacob Art Wall on Instagram. And yeah, is there anything else you want to add?
Shout out to my mom who listens to our episodes as soon as they come out. I love you, Shauna.
Shout out to my grandma who would listen to our episodes, but she can't figure out where to find them. And I'm trying my best to do it.
Trying really hard.
Yep. Next week, we don't know exactly what movies we're going to do, but we want to do something to help talk about Native American Heritage Month, which is the month of November. So we're going to try to do that next week.
Yep, I'm excited because the past movie that I picked out, I really loved when I saw it, and I've been wanting Logan to watch it for like 3 years, so I'm very excited for us to watch it.
Yep. I'm excited. It's going to be a good week. So thank you so much for listening. Again, I am Logan.
And I'm Alyssa.
And catch us next week on Marketer's Cut. Don't say it this time. Don't say catch it in my hand.
Catch you right up in this net.
Okay. Goodbye.